My mom is a 5-clawed golden dragon, but somehow she ended up with me, a baby that looked completely human. Then she tossed me out like a parasite, all because I wasn't an egg. That day she laid 2 eggs and then me. She knew eggs, but she didn't know what to make of me. In dragon culture, if it's not an egg, there's only one explanation: parasite. So she picked me up in her mouth and threw me out, until she suddenly remembered she'd once slept with a 2-legged human and came back for me that very night. My mom's whole life was basically just eating and sleeping with all kinds of males. She'd lay eggs wherever, never hatched a single one, just let them all fend for themselves. But this time she got a little spooked. It had hands and feet, it moved, it cried. She had absolutely no idea what to do. My mom stared at me for a long time. No claws, no fangs, not even a shell. She tried tossing me into the air, watched me drop straight down, panicked and caught me. Couldn't fly either. My mom went quiet. Confused as she was, she came to one conclusion. If she laid it, she couldn't just leave it alone. So she started parenting. One minute she'd carry me in her mouth, the next she'd balance me on top of her head. Wherever she went, I went, even when she shifted into human form. Coming down to the mortal world to eat good food, she still had me tucked under her armpit the whole time. Until one day, a little old lady pointed at her trembling and asked, "Miss, what is that thing under your arm?" My mom was gnawing on a beef bone and mumbled back, "It's a person. I laid it." The old lady nearly passed out. That was also the day my mom found out. The baby had stopped crying not because it fell asleep, but because it was almost starving to death. Babies need to be fed every 2 hours. Can't you have your wife feed it a little more? I eat once and I'm full for 60 years. Don't need to eat again after that. The old lady gave my mom a long, hard look, then kicked her out. How do you not even know how to feed a baby? You're hopeless. From that day on, my mom had one new mission in life: finding milk. In my mom's eyes, all living things were equal. No hierarchy, no distinction. So when it came to finding milk for me, she didn't care about species. If it was female, she'd walk right up with me in hand. Lucky for us, she was a dragon. Not many beings in the 3 realms dared say no. So my mom spent a whole year hauling me around the 3 realms, eating everything in sight. And I went from a helpless little milk guzzler to a tiny monster bold enough to snatch meat right out of a dragon's mouth. Still no front teeth, but all 4 canines came in first. 2 bumps even started poking out on my forehead. When they first appeared, my mom poked at them forever. "Please tell me these aren't dragon horns." The bumps went away and my mom finally breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, thank God. Just Dad's big forehead genes. Once I could gnaw on ribs, my mom figured I was ready for seafood, so she shifted into her dragon form, balanced me on her head and dove straight into the ocean. "My child, Mama's taking you to get seafood." And I nearly drowned. My mom was born a water creature, so the word drown simply didn't exist in her vocabulary. By the time she realized I wasn't with her, I was already floating belly up on the surface. "Not hungry, kid? Why are you sleeping out here?" My mom called out 3 times and got no response, so she just plopped me back on her head and shot straight into the sky. According to my mom, if a beautiful immortal hadn't stopped her and said her kid was dying, she would have flown straight to Yuling Mountain and wouldn't have missed that epic feast. She never quite got over that. I was only 3. I'd never even been to a feast like that. Missing it didn't really bother me, so I had nothing to say about it. Every time, my mom would helpfully remind me. That immortal completely ignored me. She grabbed you and slammed your back over and over until you coughed everything up. Then she jammed her fingers into your ribs until you were bawling your eyes out. It's all because Mama couldn't beat her. That annoying immortal was just way too strong. Hearing the part about being beaten until I cried, I finally got mad, so we both went off cursing that immortal together. My mom nodded. Then one day, a white cloud came blasting past and sent me flying. I'd barely gotten up when I heard my mom go off, hands on her hips. Which brat isn't watching where they're going? Flying that fast on a cloud and not even gonna apologize? The culprit naturally gave 0 response. My mom, furious, hopped on a cloud and took off. A roar tore through the sky. And just like that, she was gone. Left alone on this deserted mountain, just this tiny little kid. I stared at the direction she'd disappeared in and let out a sigh. Wasn't the first time I'd been forgotten. Hopefully she'd remember me a little sooner this time. I waited a few days. No mom. Instead, this immortal showed up, robes flowing in the breeze. She cupped her chin and looked at me. Oh, the little kid's still alive. What a beautiful immortal. More beautiful than every flower on this mountain. She must be that fairy mom always talked about. No way. Dragons don't exactly have a tradition of raising their kids. I opened my mouth to say something and nothing came out. Yep, definitely almost starved. She flipped her palm over. A small jade bottle appeared in her hand. "Why do you look thinner every single time I see you? Kid, are you cursed or something?" No time for her rambling. I gulped down the liquid from the jade bottle. Cool, smooth, and sweet. Actually really good. Quenched my thirst and filled me right up. This stuff was definitely something special. My energy came rushing back instantly. I immediately started gesturing wildly, telling her all about how some immortal on a cloud had knocked me over and how my mom had gone chasing after them. "Hit you and just ran? That's messed up." I nodded hard. Totally agreed. "Your mom still hasn't come back. What are you gonna do? Want to stay here and wait or head down the mountain?" I thought about it for a long time. Then my eyes lit up. "You can take me to find my mom!" "You're a tiny kid. How am I supposed to bring you along?" "You can carry me in your mouth." "I'm not your mom." "Then I'll sit on your head?" "My head's not that big." I looked her over carefully. Right. She was in human form. When my mom was in human form, she'd either dangle me by the arm or tuck me under her armpit. "You can dangle me or you can tuck me under your armpit." She finally gave in and bent down. slipped her hands under my arms and gently picked me up. This was way more comfortable than being dangled. I instinctively leaned into her shoulder. What does this even make us? Is this your good luck or my bad luck? Kid, stop kicking. I found out much later that the person who carried me all over the world looking for my mom was actually Donghua Dijun, the emperor of the Eastern Heaven. The emperor rarely left home and almost never showed her face in the three realms. Some who'd seen her said she was thousands of years old. Some said tens of thousands. Others said she'd lived as long as heaven and earth itself. No one really knew. Up above and down below, there weren't many rumors about Donghua Dijun. Just the usual stuff, age, power, that kind of thing, and the occasional bit of gossip. The emperor has gone into seclusion. The emperor went to Yuling Mountain to give a lecture.